I recently took part in a team building workshop. The facilitator divided us up into different colours based on each person's predominant qualities. Part of what he was trying to show us was how each person's qualities bring strengths and weaknesses to the team, and how those strengths and weaknesses can be sometimes be perceived as strengths and sometimes be perceived as weaknesses depending on who's interacting with who and what's going on. And also to show how the different qualities that different people have complement each other. Of course, this followed into a very vibrant discussion as everyone tried to figure out what colour they were. There were people in the group that immediately knew which colour they were. And then there were others who weren't quite sure. They had qualities from a couple of colours and they weren't quite sure where exactly they fit in. And then someone asked the question, does it really matter? Does it matter if you know which colour you are? Or to put it in lay terms, does it really matter if you know what your strengths and your weaknesses are? And then I saw something very interesting. Towards the end of Moshe's life, he knows that he's going to die, and he asks God in a very strange language to find a leader for the Jewish people. He says, Hashem, God of the spirits of all flesh, appoint a man over the nation. Appoint a leader over the nation. So the question is, Rashi asks, why is he talking about the spirit of all flesh? Why does he choose to call God in that sort of language? And Rashi answers and says, because he's specifically looking for a certain trait in a leader. A leader isn't someone who lays down the law and expects everyone to follow. That's not what a leader is. Moshe is saying, Hashem, God, you know each person's individual qualities. You know their strengths and you know their weaknesses. Hashem, the Jewish people need a leader who, like you, can find each person's individuality, appreciate each person's individuality, and help them develop their strengths and work with their weaknesses, who can take that person and polish them into a beautiful diamond based on their individuality. And by the way, this isn't just for leaders. This is what parents do, right? This is what the job of a parent is, to find their child's individuality, to develop their strengths, to help them deal with their weaknesses, and to bring out the best in that individuality. And it's not just for parents. That's what a good friend does too. A good friend appreciates the person's individuality and helps them bring out the best. A few months ago, before I ran my first half marathon, I was talking to a friend, and my friend has run a lot of marathons, half marathons, and I was asking her for advice along the training. And when it came to the night before the half marathon, I felt like I hadn't trained enough. And her words that she used at the time stuck with me. She says, I'm not worried because you have enough determination and grit. And the words were so powerful because suddenly it didn't just become about running this half marathon. Suddenly I saw that my friend had seen qualities in me, perhaps before I had even seen them, that were going to enable me to complete the half marathon the next day. And those words carried me through. Right? She had seen these qualities within me and had pointed it out. And that had helped me develop them and use them the following days. And incidentally, this is the time period of the year when we're supposed to work on this. We're now in the Jewish calendar, it's called the 3 weeks. It's the time period when it's a sad time in the Jewish calendar when we commemorate when the temple was destroyed. And we're told that the reason why the temple was destroyed is because we didn't have enough love, enough appreciation for other people. So this is a really opportune time to develop that within ourselves, to be able to see other people's qualities and to see how their qualities bring strength to the table. And incidentally, when we talk about our weaknesses, sometimes when we do these personality tests or these personality groupings, it's quite tempting to look at it and say, well, this is my strength, and this is my weakness. Like, sorry, I'm not organized. That's just who I am. But the question that I think comes up for us is, when do we say, that's my weakness, that's who I am? But when, on the other hand, do we say, that's my weakness, but that's not good enough. I need to work with and develop that to become better at it. And I think as Jews, we're very lucky with this, because we have the base, right? We have the manual that's given to us on how to develop ourselves, what the baseline of good behavior is, what the baseline of good behavior as a human being is, and as a Jew. And every single mitzvah that was given to us develops us as a person. So if we're going through our personality quiz, and one of the things that comes up is that as a weakness we don't have natural empathy for other people, we can't just say, sorry, I'm just not an empathetic person, I'm not going to care about you, because we have mitzvahs in the Torah that tells us you must care about other people. You must carry the burden of your fellow. And every single mitzvah develops that within us. So when we're looking at our weaknesses, it's super helpful to look at it through the lens of the mitzvot. And what does the mitzvah say about this? Does the mitzvah say that I can say that's my weakness and that's okay? For example, if I'm not good at maths, I can't say, I'm not good at maths, let me hire an accountant to do my accounts. Or does the mitzvah say to us, no, that may not be something that you're natural at, but that's something that's a weakness that you have to keep working on improving on. Like, for example, caring for other people or being patient. So whether you know your own color or not, let's use this opportunity to develop an eye for seeing other people's qualities and for seeing our own qualities and for developing them. And at the same time, seeing which weaknesses we can compensate for and which weaknesses or areas that we have to keep developing within ourselves, because the mitzvot tell us that these are areas that we have to do better at. Wishing us all a good Shabbos.